Hurricane Melissa, all eyes on Jamaica. So this video that I'm about to play from, by the way, I'm going to play a lot of different snippets just so you can see what is going on in the island. I'm at home, one of my home. I'm there, I'm relaxing, and but I'm still concerned, and my heart is troubled for those who are out there. And just to see what is going on, praying. I'm not anxious nor am I fearful, because that is not something that the Lord said we should have. But there, you still have to be concerned with those who are adamant to stay where they are, knowing that their area is not safe. So we're just going to go straight into it. And here on the screen is not what is happening now. Just want to share with you from back end what has been happening. This is was when Melissa was far away, miles away from Jamaica, and this is actually in Portmore, St. Catherine. And if this area here, the flood we're about to see, can happen, and she wasn't even close by, just imagine. And it's not, as I said, about fear, but we need to be, to take precaution, to be wise, and not just to say, okay, I get it, and this too shall pass. We are a resilient set of people, and we can get through this. That is true. We are very, I wouldn't even say take things serious, because there are Jamaicans who are still not seeing what is going on, or still they refuse to accept the seriousness of this hurricane that is about to come to us. So I don't want to take long with this. And of course, walking in divine purpose, I hope you guys are safe wherever you are. Remember to pray for Jamaica, not just Jamaica, but the Caribbean, and anyone who is going to be impacted, because this is going to be serious. There are 14 parishes here in Jamaica, and as how Melissa said herself, is if she wants to visit the whole 14 parishes, right? And most people think that we're a tiny dot on the island, maybe because you live in a a country, maybe like America or England. But let me tell you something. Jamaica is the third largest in the Caribbean. All right, so we're going to just look through some of the parishes and see what is going on. But before then, I just want to leave a word of scripture with you all. And of course, Philippines 4 in verses, you can read from verses 4 to 8, and then you can definitely look at verse 13, my favorite. Verse 4 says, "Rejoice in the Lord always, and again I say rejoice." Verse 5, "Let your moderation be known unto all men, the Lord is at hand." Verse 6, "Be careful for nothing, but in everything by prayer and supplication, with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known unto God." Verse 7, "And the peace of God, which passeth all understanding, shall keep your hearts and minds through Christ Jesus." Verse 8, it's reading heavily by me right now. Verse 8, "Finally, brethren, whatsoever things are true, whatsoever things are honest, whatsoever things are just, whatsoever things are pure, whatsoever things are lovely, whatsoever things are of good report, if there be any virtue, and if there be any praise, think on these things." Hallelujah. Verse 13, "I can do all things through Christ, which strengtheneth me." Here endeth a portion of God's holy word, and we honor it by saying thanks be to God. We're going to look at this clip from TVJ Jamaica, one of Jamaica's news broadcasting station, that is Television Jamaica Network. Sorry. Let's go into it. All right. And let pray for us. Remember that the word is love. God bless you.
Tropical storm Melissa may be hundreds of miles away from Jamaica, but there were already dramatic scenes across the corporate area today as heavy rain pounded the island. Several roads were flooded, leading to a traffic nightmare in Kingston and St. Andrew. More in this report.
Birdsucker Avenue, St. Andrew, minutes after heavy rainfall across the corporate area Tuesday afternoon. While Jamaicans were being warned to avoid flooded streets, this brave motorist took a chance. The footage captured by a motorist, Mark Cameron, who seemed adamant to watch how it would unfold.
This road is almost impassable. This guy is coming. This is okay. I guess that's the kind of car you need for Jamaica.
Moments later, another motorist skillfully navigated the flood water to get to the other side of the street. We were told scenes like these were common across the corporate area after the heavy downpour. On Lyndhurst Road near Broadcast House, a similar story, streets flooded in minutes. Then, after the water receded, the ripple effect, a traffic nightmare. Motorists moving at snail's pace along Spanish Town Road as the traffic extended for miles.
I don't know what's going on, but I'm in the traffic for about half an hour from 6 Mile heading to 3 Mile. And I just don't know what's going on.
In Portmore St. Catherine, more flooding. Residents say recent rains caused the sections of a perimeter wall behind the scheme to collapse, and since then it has been causing a blockage in the community.
We have two fences that fall down at the gully, and each time the rain falls, there's a blockage. So it intends to flood the two roads, going inside of the houses and so forth. So the city association come together and try I look at things for themselves. So as a member of the community, we join hands with them.
And with Tropical Storm Melissa on the horizon, residents are worried that the island's infrastructure may never hold up. So they have to take matters into their own hands where possible.
Hearing about the weather now are going to come. Yeah. So we're trying now to come together as community member and clear it.
The resident build beyond their boundary and build on the drain reservation and also on the drain wall that was there. However, the Portmore Municipal Council have begun to serve notice on them because a lot of those drains collapse and block the free flow of water and causing flooding within the Edgewater community.
In the meantime, Mayor of Kingston, Andrew Swaby, is worried the flooding and damage caused by October rains are just a fraction of the destruction that could come from Melissa if the country doesn't use the next few hours to prepare.
We know where we live. We know what happens in the past, and we should try our best to make sure that doesn't happen again. If the rain is heavy or fall for a prolonged period of time, yes, there might be flooding. But if your area is prone to flooding, probably it's best to go somewhere else during that period or go into a shelter.
I'm in Kingston, Jamaica, staring at an absolutely incredible sunset. But we all know what's coming in the next couple of days. Every hazard when it comes to hurricanes is on the table, from storm surge, major hurricane with winds exceeding 150 miles per hour, and flooding. Not just any kind of flooding though, Hurricane Harvey levels of flooding. I've spent the day going throughout the city talking with people, lifelong residents, to see how they're trying to prepare for Hurricane Melissa.
Based on the projections that I'm seeing, yeah, I think it's going to be awful.
Jamaica's been writing about hurricanes since the 1500s, but this one, Melissa, could be the worst in modern history. Despite centuries of close calls, Jamaica's never taken a direct hit from a major hurricane. But in the Caribbean lately, that history doesn't matter. Last summer, Hurricane Beryl ripped across Carriacou, Grenada. It was the strongest storm that tiny island had ever seen. Melissa could bring that same fury or worse. So I went to one of Jamaica's oldest and most vulnerable villages to see what it means to face that kind of fear head on.
What's the plan?
Not moving right here.
I'm in the tiny village of Port Royal. It sits out in the bay on a tiny sliver of land near Kingston. Now, it is a very vulnerable location. It's very low lying. Again, just a thin sliver of land. But the folks who live here, despite being under a mandatory evacuation, they're not leaving.
Right now I'm just here doing my ropes to go secure my boats.
Fishing here isn't just a job, it's a life. a tradition that survived for centuries. Deep water, small boats. A bond so strong, they give these boats names. Ever done that with your work computer? The 2,000 people or so call it home, and few are ever willing to leave it. Their lives revolve around the sea. Their homes, their faith, their future, all tied to it. Darren's one of them. He's seen storms come and go his whole life.
Born doing before, now, and then after, later. This is some of the damage so far. Normally, these part of the bush are dry, but as you can see, you have rivers developing in these places, you know. This hurricane is not looking good at all because it's moving really slow, and we're gonna expect, you know, like down the parish, I'm gonna get it a little later in the day tomorrow. Yeah man, but we expect like I think 5 feet rainfall. It's gonna be extreme, but I'm sending out my prayers to everybody in Jamaica and Cuba, you know, Bahamas and everywhere in the Caribbean, because we never expect this, and it's really gonna impact Jamaica and everybody. They're saying the power outage are gonna be like probably 1 week, 2 weeks, and hopefully we not get a devastated like impact where light wires and current gonna be out for weeks or months. Is it? And we hope we not get no like people lost their life in this, because it's gonna be really intense. So I'm gonna keep on update. This are before the storm. This are the before. So I'm gonna give you a after. Alright? And keep on update. This hurricane is going to be in Jamaica for probably 2 to 3 days. Alright, my people? So I'm gonna give you our next update.
We are riding out the storm. You know, we're not going to go anywhere. Just sitting down and watch everything, make sure everything is working good. Me and my friend, the Rasta. Yeah, just gonna take it easy. Yeah. We're gonna take it cool and, you know.
Funny face. No man, funny face.
Adidas, you know? Jeez, Jack. Wow, no? Storm, you know? That now, we think about the flooding now. That is a concern, right? So, you know, poor all people can see me, we have a life jacket. Me have my life jacket and thing right there. So with my whistle and my light and everything on it. But yeah, the water is a concern. But we know that up there, where the beach side is more to the ocean, we have a great reef out there, you know. We have a huge reef that protect the whole of the shoal, come straight around. So in case there's a surge, the reef will break that water in half, so it won't come so high.
Tie down for him little ends. Boy, everybody are prepared for Hurricane Melissa. Boy, for my brethren up here, not even button up. Jaja. That was caused by normal showers of rain. So, make we see what happened after Melissa passed through, no? Cut down tree, so you can see having wheelbarrow out there, so. I'm gonna pick up from the trees, and so one tall mango tree, so that's the mango tree. So them cut down, and that are mostly what people do here for prepare for the storm.
then use zinc, cover the windows, cut down the trees. And then me personally, the only thing I'm really worried about is the electricity, because that means I can store food like chicken and any kind of something. And depending on how long it lasts, I don't know. Understand? I don't know. But overall, I don't really have nothing to worry about really. All of my documents them were important, then seal up, and then I can always get copies of them. As I say, most of the electricity, internet are gone, and for me, that's how me generate money, that's my source of income, the internet. So that's one thing, but you know, start get scary yet, man. You know, start get scary yet. So that again, but really and truly, the wind currently right now don't feel nothing different from Christmas breeze, to be honest. But that's another more show now. The pan. Oh, before me even get to that, my little friend up here, so she not back up her place, and I wonder where she are going, and then over there, so you see all over the ear, over the water, and I see, you know, it doesn't, that is just after a normal shower or rain. You can see the water over here, so all of that area filled with water. Just so you can have an idea of what might happen when we have, or if we, well not if, when we get crazy Melissa. So this is the pond, and by the way, I haven't lived in this area for more than 4 months. And this is the pond I come to when I, you know, fishing. So I come here for fishing. So you see all of this area right here, where you can see the water under the grass, that's just after normal showers of rain. Like when they don't have a lot of rain, it's just the area, you'd have the land right here. All of this area where you see the grass, where the water is on that, you would just have land, right? And that is just after a normal shower of rain. So after this Hurricane Melissa thing, I don't know what might happen. It might be all the way up here, because based on what they tell me, the people that are from here, based on what they tell me, they say it gets much worse than this. And that's when there is not an hurricane. Yeah. So, as I say, if we make it through the hurricane, just I go do a walkthrough, see all our get damaged and all our make it through the hurricane. But as for right now, this is how it is. Sky.
That is it, guys. It is here, it is here. It is here, guys, it is here. It is here. Yeah, man. Game over. So this is it. The wind is very bad now. Now I see him come over there. I turn him over. Yes, sir. Tropical storm force wind. It's here, guys. It is here. It is here. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. We're outside, man.
What's your man?
Stay here and me clearly, guys. Alright, very well. Alright, so the mic will work. Yeah, it will work. Alright, so.
Come on and come, yeah?
Do it up.
I saw we like put off the, what's that? Oh. Hey, you're trying to move it. Mama, if I slippers wash off. Granny, hold them. You know we taking the joke for we go.
I don't remember. Remember say you're not tired. Remember say you move off the tired. You stand up back Danger, you know, watch a zinc there, we are flop. You see that zinc there? So guys, look on the zinc there on the top of that little shed right there.
You can't find that, you know.
Look on that
You see, I go on, you have to see that? You have to flood out already.
So flooding right here, guys, look.
If anything, we have to come out and walk, we can go down.
Fish market flood out. Yeah, man. And a lot of person out here, so we're gonna take a little walk.
The people don't want to see, and everybody have video.
Yeah, man, everybody wants to see what going. So I keep party as it. So yeah, it's gonna be very bad. You don't see, look like nobody now left.
No, you don't see it already?
You see people now left their yard.
People in business,
all them low house, we're down in a little low area them. But I'm not stay up, I'm not stay down.
Ain't no way, brother. Ain't no way.
Me I wonder if I'm mad.
Nah.
No, Jamaica left. When Melissa passed, you guys coming to Jamaica, just book the Airbnb. Airbnb is so nice. Yeah, man, it is very nice. We put a lot in that Airbnb.
In Jamaica, the capital city, and people who reside here, and everyone is bracing. This is the calm before the storm. We are about 24 hours until initial major impacts with this heavy rain and winds. This track is tricky. It depends on where the landfall occurs, how west or how east it is to the capital city of Kingston. And that's an issue based upon what could occur here with so many different people in jeopardy. About 3 million people on the island nation of Jamaica. And everyone in the past 24 hours has realized the severity of what is ahead on this storm.
Jamaica, of course, everybody knows we have a history. We had Gilbert 37 years ago, and now we're having our first major hurricane since then. The government is very prepared. However, the infrastructure may just not be as ready. So we're busy cleaning up the drains. We're busy getting the homeless off the street. And we're busy making sure that all our first responders are equipped and resourced to work for the next week or so, handling the disruptions of power cuts, flooding, and any of the eventualities that comes with hurricanes like this.
We are preparing for multiple feet of rain, 2 to 3 feet of precipitation. The potential for catastrophic wind fields that may come in based upon the track of this. I mean, we're looking at maybe wind gusts over 150 miles an hour that could decimate structures here in Kingston and other areas.
We are looking on significant damage if this continues along this current trajectory. So we've asked persons to not wait until it gets to a point that it's difficult to evacuate or to save you, but rather to take early action.
And traversing the city of Kingston, so many people preparing and getting last-minute goods. Stores have closed already, shelves have been emptied, and in some of the communities and the neighborhoods, there is a nervous feeling as to what is headed here. Hurricane Melissa is a monster, and government officials know that, and they know that the aftermath of this storm could potentially be historic, and aid will be needed.
I know it can feel isolating when you're on an island and you're cut off if you don't have communication or anyone, that you feel forgotten. But there have been people that have been preparing supplies and pre-positioning aid for a while now. And a lot of people are from the islands and they want to give back to their communities. They're donating. Our warehouse in Miami has been sending pallets nonstop since Beryl, and will continue to do that throughout the Caribbean region. It's not just supplies, it's hope in the box. and knowing that we're going to be here for the long term as long as it takes.
But the problem with all of this is will the airports be functional? You have the airport here in Kingston, which sits on a barrier island, and that will be compromised by storm surge, wind, and these heavy rains. Up in Montego Bay, that's another story. It depends on where the track of the storm goes. We hope that that area at least stays somewhat put together on the north end. That's where many tourists are hunkering down in hotels, and officials are warning tourists and others to stay inside and stay away from glass. Aid has to come in here after, and that will be the problem. We will have to see whether or not these airports are operational. Power outages will be massive, unfortunately, and that is one of the biggest concerns. Also, cell phone service, data, will we have that? Unsure, but when you have a potential Category 5 coming in, odds are that we're going to be in a very dire situation for days to come. That's what we're concerned about here. Shelters are open. Officials want people to get to high ground if they can, because the flash flooding, because of all this rain, could make these streets into rivers. We're continuing to monitor here on the ground in Kingston and other areas on this great island nation of Jamaica. I'm Robert Ray, Fox Weather.
We're going to make the left turn here at this intersection. And this is what Montego Bay looks like again. This is the calm before the storm. It says that Melissa may be struggling now, but it is expected to rapidly intensify. It's also going to be a slow moving weather system into early next week. Whoa, whatever that means. And this is the world-renowned Sam Sharp Square. The fountain is up and going. Persons are moving around. The only signs we don't see are students because school is out. The police post is here as well. Look at Montego Bay in all its glory. While persons move about, the storm is looming overhead. It's coming to Jamaica. It doesn't look like we're gonna miss it this time. Weather models predict that persons in the south of Jamaica will be more affected. Probably the southern parishes will be more so affected, and those in the northwest. Montego Bay is in the line of one of the models. Some of the Chinese supermarkets are about to open. This one is what? High Queen. So these are the scenes here on St. James Street in Montego Bay. We can say 24 hours before the storm lands. Before Tropical Storm Melissa makes landfall. Even if the eye doesn't pass, just the size of that weather system is gonna dump a lot of rain onto Montego Bay and Jamaica. So Jamaicans are up and about getting their last minute supplies. We're gonna see if we can get some supplies as well. Alright, we're going on to Barnett Street. Police are there as well. Their presence is felt. The whole place is busy, man. So how is everybody doing? Thanks for checking in. This is Island Max. Again, ensure that you tap that.
Terrible situation, this big huge tractor looking sitting there. You nail up on our stop. That one patch out everything. Yeah, before the storm here. Yeah. Yeah, but then I told them around there. People me are going on any money go save anything. My big man breaking, you buy out everything inside there. Last one you gone with?
Just hope for the best.
I hope them put it off.
I big up Mr. Clement and your wife.
And when the slower it move, the more danger it is.
You don't want to stop. License Fishing Beach, Big Super is inside. To building. Button up. This all them look a back window and some look a side window we don't have on the yard. Make sure you button them up. You understand what I say? If you all are all over me, I look through the zinc. It might too late now, but see if you can get a length of rope through over the house. If you know your house will blow away, tie it down. You understand what I say? All who live in a black building give God thanks, but at the end of the day, for their low area, near waterfront, like how you see me there, so you can move to higher ground, nobody stay down there. Because when the storm come, the helicopter now can't fly. All of the rescue people them have to come rescue you after the storm. So you know what, in the storm, like the people them at Port Royal, where say they now left, make sure them take the coaster bus and go to stadium. Go sleep it out like my brother and I say Port Royal have to sink with him. Boy, I tell you, yo, one day you're going to regret that statement where you tell Big Super about Port Royal, we have to sink with you. You know what, Port Royal sink with you. Anyhow, people, be there on the waterfront. I want to see water going rotted on the boat. Here the Big Super, you can't see it. And the water come up too close to you now, you know. And my boat out to flood out the viewers and subscriber. Anyhow, at that I go on in the morning now. Water come way up there, so water never normally come so far up, you know. And what kind of sign that people when water reach up, right up on you. At that I go on from water go on out. Giving you all an update. True Jamaican vibes fire raid. So guys, St. Elizabeth in the town area. Gonna give you a tour of the town area. So this is the day before Melissa. Yeah man, the storm before the storm hit Jamaica, if it hit Jamaica. So I'm giving her a tour of Black River, show you where I go on. Yeah man, so we over the bus park, you know. Big up yourself, Jelly man, big up yourself. Yeah man, boss have some fresh coconut like always. Long time man in the park, you say, you know. Big up yourself. So I go on with paper.
Is facing the strongest landfall in modern record keeping to ever strike this island nation. 2012 was the last hurricane landfall, but 1988, Gilbert was the last major hurricane, and that devastated the economy in Jamaica for decades. Now it's the test of their modern infrastructure as it's a race against time to clear up what is a man-made gully. This gully goes as far as the eye can see into those distant mountains. That is where it will rain the heaviest, and that water will funnel down into this area. This gully, in effect, basically splits Kingston in half. If this fails, the potential here could be devastating for this community. There are people who live along the banks of this gully. If the water overflows, that's a problem. If the debris hits this bridge, this major thoroughfare in Kingston, that's also an issue. So that is the test of the infrastructure that they are facing now. But this slow-moving storm is going to cause a triple threat. We're talking months worth of rain in a matter of days. Hurricane-force winds that will be prolonged for several days as well. Mudslides, landslides, and storm surge could effectively impact transportation, the airport here in Kingston, for instance. So it is a race against time, maybe a futile effort. We have seen people just driving around Kingston. We've seen people boarding up their homes.
So I was trying to get all the 14 parishes here, but unfortunately in my neck of the woods, it's really the weather. I wish I could go outside. I was tempted to, but I'm not gonna do that for views. I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna stay inside, and as much as what I can share, yeah, every wins, and even she's nowhere near right. But I just want to say to my Jamaicans, I just want to say to my brothers and sisters, Jamaicans, we just be safe wherever you are. Remember, if you're at a low land area, please, it's time. After this, we cannot move. I know there are times that you don't want to stay with people or anywhere because we as Jamaicans, we like to be on our own and have our own. But forget about that at this time and think about your health and your life. I know there are so many people who are fearful right now and they're saying, oh my God, because I saw live yesterday that said that Jamaica, and someone type and say, okay, bye bye, Jamaica, you'll be wiped off the map. That's so cruel and brutal, bitter of you to say something like that in such a sad situation right now. We won't be wiped off the map, by the way. We are going to be here. God is doing He's just allowing things to happen because Jamaica has strayed away from God. And until the nation return to Him, of course, the land will be healed. In the meantime, pray for us and don't cast, crazy remarks like we're all weed heads. And I've seen so many bitter comments, and I've seen some grateful ones to say for those who are saying, I'm praying for my brothers and sisters down there. Jamaica is a nice Caribbean. Oh my God, I didn't know Jamaica was like that. Or for some, but let me tell you something. In every country you have good people, you have bad people. So don't make any crazy comments. You'll be surprised to know the amount of people in Jamaica who smoke weed, by the way. Don't believe the movies, Hollywood. They tell you that nonsense. It's not true. Okay? Know from Jamaica, Jamaicans, and know about the country. And we're not just a tiny tit, as I've heard so many people say. I'm sad to hear all those things. It saddened my spirit because at the same time, it's not true. We're the third largest Caribbean island, and we're a loving set of people. But some of you might experience, someone who having a bad day like everyone else. But be careful of the comments that you pass on, all right? It was really interesting to get this video piece together, and I think this is for it for me until after the storm and to come here. So be safe, everyone. Love each other, forgive each other, and most importantly, love God. Stay safe. Jamaicans, God bless you all. And all the rest of the Caribbean and all over, God bless you. We're gonna make it. And we're gonna stand. We might have to start over. But nonetheless, with God in the midst, we can definitely smile at the storm. Until then, be safe, everyone. Bye bye.